Washington Wizards are finally entering a new era. With AJ DeBenza leading the rebuild, the young core is coming together. And honestly, I don't think the Wizards are going to be one of the three worst teams in this NBA next season. I actually think they have a real chance to compete for a play-in/playoff spot. Now, before you call me crazy, hear me out. The Eastern Conference has definitely gotten stronger, so making the playoffs won't be easy. But if Washington finishes around 9th or 10th seed, the new lottery odds means you are completely out of the running for a high draft pick anymore. Teams outside the very bottom could still move up in the lottery if things break their way. So instead of assuming Washington will be automatically the first overall pick, let's look at prospects from anywhere from 1 through 15 that can realistically fit this roster. Today, the focus on the two positions I think Washington can still improve on long term: the point guard and the power forward. I think these positions need to be filled long term because Trae Young and AD are great now, but for the future, do they fit with this young core? So before we get into the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let's start with Arkansas guard Jordan Smith Jr. If you watch any of his film, the first thing that jumps out is how smooth he is with the ball. He's explosive getting downhill, has a quick first step, creates separation without even looking like he's forcing anything. What I also like is that he doesn't just score. He's comfortable making reads at the pick and roll, finding shooters, and creating offense for everyone else. It's something the Wizards roster could really use. Imagine Jordan Smith pushing the pace with AJ DeBenza running side him on the wing. Defensively, he has tools to become a disruptive guard because of athleticism and length, but the biggest question right now is consistency. Can the jumper become reliable enough to force defenders over screens? If it does, we're talking about someone who could become one of the best guards in this class. Now let's move to someone who could solve another need: Miika Muurinen. This is one of the type of modern NBA power forward every team wants. He's long, he's mobile, he can shoot, and he isn't afraid to put the ball on the floor. Offensively, he fits CAA's games perfectly because he can stretch defenses while attacking closeout. This opens driving lanes for players like AJ DeBenza and whoever ends up running the point. Defensively, he has intriguing upside because he moves well enough to switch onto multiple positions. He's still adding strength, which is to be expected for someone his age, but the overall skill set is incredibly exciting. If Washington wants to continue building around length, versatility, and shooting, Miika Muurinen checks every single box. Next is Oladotun. Now, technically, he's more of a wing than a true power forward, but I couldn't leave him off of this list since he's around 6'10". Now he's one of the highest upside athletes in the class. Around 6'9" with elite athleticism, Baba has the physical tools NBA scouts dream about. He can defend multiple positions, he attacks the rim with authority, and in transition, he's a nightmare for defenses. His biggest swing skill is his outside shot. If that becomes consistent, his ceiling rises dramatically. The instant question comes for this: would you rather pair an elite wing/forward or prioritize filling the point guard position first? That's going to be one of the biggest conversations as Baba is still available when the Wizards turn to pick in the draft. The final player I want to highlight is Cameron Williams. He's another exciting, versatile forward whose game keeps expanding. What stands out is his offensive feel. He makes smart decisions, has impressive touch around the basket, and can knock down perimeter shots. He's not just an elite athlete, he understands how to play. Players like that usually find ways to stay on the floor early in their NBA careers. Defensively, there's still room to grow. Physically, the tools are there. For Washington, Cameron can become that connective forward every successful team seems to have. Someone who doesn't always dominate the stat sheets but make winning plays every night. Here's where I stand. Someone like Miika Muurinen, Cameron Williams can complete the front court and give Washington even more size and versatility. But if the organization isn't convinced they haven't found their long-term lead guard, Jordan Smith becomes one of my favorite. Elite teams always have someone who can control the offense at big moments. That's something every contender is trying to find. The good news for Wizard fans is even if Washington improves next season and competes in the play-in tournament, they could still end up with a valuable lottery pick depending on how the draft lottery plays out. That's why it's important to start learning these names now. These are all players who could realistically be wearing a Wizards jersey in 2027. But now I want to hear from you. If the Wizards finish somewhere around the play-in and land a pick in that 6 to 12 range, what prospects are you taking? Let me know down in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe.